Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Just Go Play Snapshots. I'm Coach D. I'm here with Taryn Lifshitz. Now, last time you were here, we were talking about healthy snacks and we were talking about the Run Run Revolution documentary. Now, lots of things going on with this pandemic. What I want to talk about today, T, is I got a lot of parents coming up to me and telling me they're a little worried about their kids because a lot of them has been inactive during this period. And on top of that, they've gained a little bit of weight. Now I'm not talking 3 pounds. I'm talking 10 to 15 pounds. And they're concerned about you know, their mental health, just anxiety, them sort of returning back to everyday normal things. So what, like, if I were to ask you, what can these parents do in regards around food, about snacking, about like, can you give us some tips to help us sort of navigate what I can say to some of these parents?
For sure. And I think it's a really hard thing to talk to kids about weight gain and body image. So I think it's a really sensitive subject that we need to really be aware of. I think as a parent, you need to remember too that your kid is going from being in school every day, and that includes, the walk, the bike ride, the walking in school, the commute. They have physical education classes in school. Then they're usually in youth sports or parks and rec or doing something. So all of a sudden we've taken all that away and you have these kids sitting around, and including adults too, because a lot of my friends who have young kids or parents have said the same thing, that they're gaining weight because they're sitting around more. And I think there's a couple things from a nutrition standpoint. You need to make sure kids are eating proper meals, that you're putting them on a schedule of breakfast is at this time, lunch is at this time, dinner is at this time, and you're feeding them really nutritious food. It's not like we're on vacation and you could just eat a lot of pizza or a lot of fried food. You want to make sure they're on a good schedule. And with that, also making sure they have a lot of healthy snacks available. I think as humans, when we're bored, we snack. And we usually snack with whatever's there, whether it's chips or ice cream or cookies. It's really hard. And also, too, when you're mentally not in the best place, you start emotionally eating. And so you start binging on snacks or staying up late and eating. So I think parents also need to make sure, too, they have a lot of good, healthy snacks in the day. And they're keeping kids entertained so they're not sitting around bored and eating. And the last thing I'd say is we really need to make sure kids are getting good sleep, going to bed at a good time, sleeping in a good environment. You kind of have to keep them on that normal schedule so that they have that structure in their life. So from a nutritional perspective, that's some of the advice I would give to parents would be proper meal times, healthy snacks, and good sleep. So Daryl, from your perspective too, what are some things that parents could do to make sure their kids are staying active?
T, that's a great question. If you have little ones, the first thing I recommend is structured free play. In the when I'm talking about the little ones is you have to set aside time for you and your kid. You guys go, and if it's playing with a ball, if it's running in the park, if it's riding your bike around your little neighborhood, but every day you assign a time in the day where you can do something together where they're active, physically active, so they get accustomed to doing something every day. If your kids are a little bit older, I'd say nine to teenagers. Well, you have to have a deal with them. Say, hey, you need to show me that you're doing something every day, because if you're not going to sit around the house and just play Xbox or screen time all day. So again, with the structured free play for them, it might be, okay, you got to work out for 30 minutes to an hour a day. If that means go for a ride, or if that means work out with a Zoom video or something online, but it has to be structured, just like you're talking about where they have to wake up and have structured meals. If it's not structured, they're not going to do it. Okay, so structure equals freedom for these kids. And, as I was saying, a lot of these parents, they let structure go by the wayside. And that's why these kids are lost now, because they didn't have phys ed. They didn't have their team sports. They didn't have, a place to go and release their, you know, pent up energy. So the other thing I would do uh, is set up, gamify this now with them. Like, in my house, we talk about, I talked about esports and Xbox. So if you want 2 hours of Xbox, well, then you should do at least an hour of exercise in order to get that. So you got to earn it. It's a game now. We make it a game. And if it's kind of like an IOU, so, we do that because now, when I ask my kid, it's like, hey, how is esports going to help you in life? You know what I mean? He's like, well, that's where my friends are. And I go, well, in order to see your friends, then you got to do something. And that could be go ride your bike for an hour, go to the gym, go work out. Here's a workout, go do it. So parents, you have to get involved. This is not going to happen by itself, because if left to their own devices, they're going to sit around, get bored, watch TV, or socialize with their friends. And the only way to socialize now is through their phone, their devices, through their e-games. So we have to be proactive, parents. So, I know that's, I'm busy and whatnot, but I'm telling you, if you're not proactive here, your kids, they're going to fall by the wayside.
I
So
love that, Daryl. I think structured free play, making it some sort of gamify, earning, a reward that you get
you got
to.
to earn it. You got to earn your game.
And I think the last thing that you said that I think is really important is parents setting the example and getting involved. Like, I know in the weekend you were playing spike ball with your sons. Like, such a great way to stay active. Bike rides are an easy way. I know just going on a walk in the morning with them, just a couple times around the block. Like, parents need to set the example and make it fun.
And when you say that, going for a walk or riding with your bike, you get to know your kid. You get to have a conversation. How you doing? Where are they in life? What are they thinking? You know what I mean? Instead of like, you don't have a clue where they are in the world or where they are in their head. This is a chance to connect with your kids, guys. So, and it's also good for your own health. There you go.
I love
So,
that, Daryl. So, anyone listening, we hope you got something out of this from a health perspective on tips and tricks while we're all at home in this summer, what to do. If you do have any questions or want ideas on ways that you can help keep your kids active and healthy, as well as yourself, message us. And remember, just go play.
say, go play, guys. Just go play. Have a good one.